which is written in page number 161.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. So I will answer your question. So we'll see that students, all of them will join, and it will benefit everyone. Just I will answer. No? We will start in couple of minutes. Okay. So let's start. So in our previous class, we have discussed about the carbon dioxide, its properties, uses. Okay. So one question is that what is a fire extinguisher? So fire extinguisher means what is used to extinguish or put off the fire. Okay. So there are the different types of fire extinguishers are there. The simple one is water. Okay. Water is a very simple type of
Yes,
fire extinguisher.
sir.
But we cannot always use that for putting off all types of fire. Okay. So there are the one that is commonly used is carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in the chemical property of carbon written as second point action with alkali, this reaction is used as the test of presence of carbon dioxide. Then, sir, is there only one test action with alkali to know in this reaction carbon dioxide is there or not? Yeah, all reaction will be there. So all chemical properties we apply at that place and we are able to know this in this reaction carbon dioxide will there or not.
I think I did not quite follow your question. Your question is that reaction of the carbon dioxide with alkali, like sodium hydroxide, page number 159, last equation.
No, sir, that I am able to understand, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
only I am so only I am asking, is there only one way action with alkali through which we are able to know in this reaction carbon dioxide is there or not? Yeah, all chemical properties we can apply at in that reaction and we are able to know
Okay, okay,
that.
I got your question. Okay, I got your question. So basically, to determine the presence or absence of the carbon dioxide, okay, we need some kind of easy visual method, no? There are different reactions we can use, but easy visual method is that you pass through makes the lime water milky. That is a calcium hydroxide solution. If you take, it will become milky once you are leaving the passing the carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so that is one of the easiest reactions for visual purposes. You can see and observe that one. Okay, in the laboratory or like that, we commonly use this reaction.
Yes.
Okay, so let us start. Okay, already in presentation. Okay, so today we will be starting the carbon monoxide. So we are in this chapter looking at carbon and its compounds. Okay, we are looking at the various allotropes of carbon because the carbon is such a diverse element. So many millions of varieties of compounds are there with carbon. It is possible with carbon. Okay, so we are looking at the crystalline and amorphous form. Okay, in the amorphous form, after that we started looking at the gaseous form. In the gaseous form we saw carbon dioxide. Now we are looking at another very important one, that is a carbon monoxide. That is a single oxygen is there. Okay, so just unlike this carbon dioxide which is commonly there in the atmosphere, the carbon monoxide is not a normal constituent of the atmosphere. Okay, it will only be produced when the carbon is burnt in an insufficient amount of the oxygen. Okay, and generally like coal gas, volcanic gas, tobacco smoke, automobile exhaust, all of these will have the carbon monoxide. Now for example, one in one classroom, suppose there is a small room and so many students are sitting in that one. Okay, and all the doors and windows are shut. Okay, so after some time we start feeling kind of difficulty in breathing. Okay, that is due to carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide.
Carbon
Sir, carbon
dioxide.
dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, right? Where is the carbon monoxide? We are only breathing, we are taking oxygen and converting it into carbon dioxide in our breathing process. Okay, so during respiration, that's what we are doing. But carbon monoxide will come when, suppose in a winter season we are burning some coal or wood in the some kind of angethi or what we say here, and you keep inside and close all the doors and windows and you sleep. Then what will happen? The burning process consumes the oxygen, and after some time what is going to happen, that the oxygen levels will go very low, and at that time that fuel will burn in less amount of oxygen. Then carbon monoxide will be produced. The person will die. There is a high chance that the person will die due to carbon monoxide poisoning. So what happens is, when there is less oxygen, more carbon dioxide, we say that is there is the hypoxia. Okay, hypo, less oxygen. Okay, but when there is a carbon monoxide, we say it is a asphyxiation. Okay, asphyxia. As,
Sir, not able to understand.
okay, I will explain. You see, both of the situation. Okay, one situation is it is a crowded room. Okay, other situation is there is a burning stove. Okay, in a closed room. Okay, both of these are taking place in a closed room. Okay, in one room there are the more people are there, it's overcrowded. In other situation there may be only one person, but there is a burning stove. Okay, so what is going to happen is, over period of time, okay, over period of time, what is going to happen, as the time progresses, the level of the carbon dioxide is going to increase. Okay, in the crowded room. In the burning stove room, what is going to happen? The level of the carbon monoxide is going to increase. Okay, so what is going to happen here? People are going to experience a shortness of breath. Okay, difficulty in breathing, feeling vomiting sensation, feeling dizziness, okay, fainting, all these kind of things will take place when there is the more carbon dioxide. Oxygen is becoming less. But here what happens when carbon monoxide increases, okay, then maybe those symptoms of shortness and breath, but they may be very short, for a very small time. Headache, unconsciousness, giddiness directly, okay, because very small amounts of carbon monoxide is sufficient. Okay, even 0.5% of the carbon monoxide is sufficient to kill the person, okay, to cause the death. So if it is a closed room and there is a burning stove, okay, then it is going to consume all that oxygen that is there in the room. And what is going to happen, the further burning process will take place in the incomplete oxygen, and therefore carbon monoxide will be generated. This carbon monoxide is very dangerous. Even 0.5% can result in the death. Okay, so what we call these two situations, this situation when there is more of carbon dioxide, okay, and these symptoms are taking place, we say this is the hypoxia. Okay, that is less oxygen. Hypo means less, no? Hyper means more, hypo less. So hypoxia means less oxygen. And here what is going to take place when there is more carbon dioxide, we say that asphyxiation or asphyxia is going to take place. Asphyxia. Okay, asphyxia. Okay, asphyxia. So in asphyxia what is going to happen here, unconsciousness and death can take place. Okay, it is more like a poisoning. Asphyxia, okay, more like a poisoning is going to take place. In hypoxia it will be slow process. Okay, it is not so toxic, like small amounts of carbon dioxide is sufficient to make the person. Okay, so there is a fine difference between these two. Okay, with carbon dioxide, more carbon dioxide, we say it is the hypoxia. But more of carbon monoxide kind of condition, we say that the person can get asphyxiation. Okay, suffocation. Okay, suffocation will take place in both, but here the suffocation can be more deadly. Okay, you followed? Any doubt you have?
Certainly,
Yeah.
sir, I wanted to ask that suppose in our body there is an insufficient supply of oxygen to our
Okay,
body,
okay.
then will carbon monoxide get formed inside our body as well?
Inside our body the carbon monoxide formation does not take place, because inside our body, the respiration is taking place, no? It is not burning, it is respiration. Okay, in your biology you have respiration chapter, no? So in respiration you know that glucose is in the presence of oxygen converted into carbon dioxide and water. Okay, but we won't get carbon monoxide. Okay, if there is less oxygen the reaction will not take place. Okay, but if respiration reaction is taking place it will form only carbon dioxide and water. Okay.
Yes,
Sir,
Yes.
and in producer gas and one more water gas which we studied, in these gases also carbon monoxide is there.
Correct.
So these gases also need to be handled with care or they do not cause asphyxia.
Because it is having carbon monoxide, asphyxiation will take place. Dangerous.
sir,
Yes.
I
Yes.
have a doubt
Yes.
that we like when we breathe out, we like we breathe out carbon dioxide, and like trees when breathe out they give oxygen. So it is like said that when a person sits near a tree and like breathes, and then after sometimes they get problem because the tree is also respirating and the person is also respirating. So does there this situation takes place?
Okay, this is a misconception. Okay. So you can see that the question here is that particularly at the night time, okay, people say don't sleep under the tree. Okay, don't sleep under the tree here. Okay, so because from the trees, what is going to come out, carbon dioxide in the night time, there is no photosynthesis, no? In photosynthesis, Okay, suppose this half is doing photosynthesis. Okay, there is a sunlight. Okay, there is sunlight here. Here, then it is going to release the oxygen gas. Okay, during daytime, but here night time carbon dioxide will be released. So people say that during night time carbon dioxide is released, don't sleep, because again the carbon dioxide will go into your body. Okay, so but the fact is that that does not affect, because it is a open, no, it is open. So whatever the carbon dioxide is produced, that will get diffused into the air. Okay, it doesn't affect the person sleeping under the tree. And anyway, during the daytime the oxygen will be released by the photosynthesis. It answers your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, one more thing I wanted to ask, that if that carbon monoxide can kill a person, so is it dangerous? Like, is it like in CO2 we use in our general use, like for many things like dry ice, carbon dioxide, carbon is used, carbon dioxide is also used for many purposes. So, like that, carbon monoxide cannot be used because it is poisonous.
Yes, carbon dioxide is poisonous, and there is for the regular purposes, for any kind of these purposes, carbon monoxide usage is under a highly regulated affair with specific permits, and only all those things only it can be utilized. Otherwise, for common purposes, carbon monoxide is considered to be a poison and cannot be used.
So,
Okay, sir.
Okay.
so,
And yes,
so so then we say that in the case of limited air, carbon monoxide will be formed, and in the
yes,
case of unlimited air, in that case, carbon dioxide will form.
yes, that is correct. Okay, so carbon dioxide will be formed when there is a sufficient supply of oxygen, and carbon monoxide will be formed when there is a insufficient supply of the oxygen. Okay, so this carbon monoxide is definitely interesting, though it sounds very similar to carbon dioxide. Its properties are quite different. So when you look at the physical properties of carbon dioxide, it is colorless and tasteless with no odor. Okay, but when you compare that with carbon dioxide, is it the same? It is colorless, correct, but is it tasteless?
Most like carbon dioxide is
Slightly sour taste.
Yes, sir.
Slightly sour taste, because what is happening, carbon dioxide will react with water to form the carbonic acid, correct? So this carbonic acid, acid, when you say acid, it is a little bit sour taste will be there. But this one carbon monoxide is not tasting sour taste. That means what, is it not making acid when it is reacting with water? Okay,
so it is a
No,
neutral
sir.
oxide.
yes, it is not making, it is what we say neutral, no, we have seen earlier also, it is a neutral
So
oxide.
if it will make, then it should taste sour.
It may taste, because mostly acids, when you look at acids, they will share somewhat sour taste will come. Okay, next, the density also, if you look at carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide density is heavier than air or a bit lighter than air?
It is lighter
Sir,
than air.
lighter than air.
No,
That's
no,
why
no,
it can be
no,
collected by
no,
downward
no,
movement
no,
of
no,
air.
no, I think you are all, you are not able to visualize. So whenever we say carbon dioxide, what should come into your mind? There is some kind of a performance that is going on the stage, people are dancing or doing something, and then the some smoke is being put, some smoke. Okay, so that
Yes, sir.
it will create a kind of smoke kind of illusion. Okay, as if people are there in the clouds or something. Okay, it will give that kind of illusion, because it is heavier, it will be in the bottom. It will not easily, once you make that gas, it will not go up. And therefore carbon dioxide gas, you can easily decant from one vessel to another. Suppose here the carbon dioxide gas is there in this one, you can easily pour it into this one. Okay, that can be poured, because it is heavy, almost 1.5 times heavy than the air. But when you look at carbon monoxide, it is lighter than air, slightly lighter than air. Okay,
Sir,
Soluble.
is it because of its molecular structure?
You see, it is depending on the density, right? The heaviness or whatever we say is the density of the gas. So the density of the gas will depend upon the different factors. Okay, we will not go into that one. Okay, molecular structure, arrangement, intermolecular forces, so many things are there. Okay, so but in general, when you look, metals are in what state?
Solid.
Solid. You see,
Solid except
correct.
mercury and barium.
Except mercury, good. Okay, so non-metals are generally either liquid or gas. Okay, so there's some general trend is there. Okay, so here also what is happening, carbon monoxide is also gas. It is slightly lighter than air and it is slightly soluble in water. Okay, and when you look at the thermal stability, okay, it is quite stable, does not decompose easily to just break down into carbon and oxygen at higher temperature. That doesn't take place. In fact, it want to react with some other one. Okay, so we will see what the reaction it does. So now can you tell me that carbon monoxide, if it is reacted with litmus paper, what color it should give?
Nothing.
it
No
So
should
change.
nothing
it
because
should
it
not
is
change.
neutralized.
It should not change because it is neutral. But carbon dioxide,
Yes, sir.
because carbon dioxide is making acid, carbonic acid, therefore it will turn the blue to red litmus. Okay, but carbon monoxide is neutral, therefore it will not change the color. Next is the combustion. Combustion means ability to burn. So here, is it carbon monoxide is a combustible gas?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you
Yes.
burn it, then carbon dioxide will produce.
Correct. If we burn it, carbon dioxide will produce. And also, this carbon monoxide is combined with other ones like hydrogen and nitrogen. Okay, all these things we will see producer gas and what you say, water gas. Okay, all these ones are there. They are also highly inflammable. They will also highly combustible. Okay, they are used in the industries for the generating that heat and also in the reducing process. So we will see the properties of carbon dioxide, the chemical properties. So
So,
yeah,
one question I want to ask
yes,
related
yes,
to
yes.
property. uh, So, as you said, that 0.5% can die a person. Then carbon dioxide is also dangerous for human. Then what is the percentage of carbon dioxide through which a person can die?
I cannot really recollect the exact figure. Okay, but what happens with carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide can also be fatal. It is not that carbon dioxide is not going to kill the person, but the percentage of the carbon dioxide is quite high. So exact figure I cannot recollect. But what happens is that with carbon dioxide, in the blood, whatever that hemoglobin is there, okay, with that hemoglobin, the carbon dioxide will react to form carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, but with the carbon monoxide, what happens? It forms a covalent compound. Okay, then if it becomes a covalent compound, then there is no chance for it to again get back to bond with the oxygen. But with carbon dioxide, what happens is carbon dioxide can always break. It is not covalent interaction. Okay, it is weak interaction. So exchange can take place. Carbon dioxide can go outside, oxygen can come. When again carbon dioxide becomes more, carbon dioxide will attach. In this way, this process will be going on. Okay, interplay between carbon dioxide and oxygen exchange. But carbon monoxide is very reactive. It will directly form covalent bond and it will not allow the oxygen or carbon dioxide or anything else to come and again attach with the hemoglobin. So all that hemoglobin become totally reacted. There is no chance for again that person to coming back to life because all the hemoglobin is consumed with the carbon monoxide. That is the main thing going on. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
we'll look at the chemical properties. In the chemical properties, one of the important property is that it is acting as a reducing agent. Okay, reducing agent that is going to reduce. Now for example, if I take Fe2O3, okay, and react it with carbon monoxide, okay, and I am telling that this carbon monoxide is a reducing agent. That means what it should do to this Fe2O3?
It take up
Reduced to iron.
Reduce one.
It should reduce, right? It is a reducing agent, means it should reduce. So when it is
So,
reducing, okay, now this is what oxide? Ferric oxide, ferrous oxide.
Ferric oxide.
Ferric oxide. Now what is oxidation state here is coming?
Plus 3.
Because 3, no, here 3 into minus 2, that is minus 6, minus 6 by 2 here will come 3, okay, coming on this side it will become positive. Okay, so in this way what is happening is that the iron is getting oxidized, sorry, getting reduced. The ferric oxide, okay, the ferric oxide is getting, or rust, we can say this is rust also, ferric oxide is getting reduced to iron, and carbon monoxide will become oxidized to carbon dioxide. Okay, you can balance this equation, okay, to get. So it is acting as a reducing agent. So similarly other metals are also there, like lead oxide. Okay, lead oxide is having lot of application in paint industry. Zinc oxide also having a lot of in paint, toothpaste, so many things zinc oxide is being used. Okay, so lead oxide also, if you react with carbon monoxide, this also carbon monoxide, you should get the metal, no, it should reduce.
so
Yeah,
I have a doubt not related to this previous thing that you said that if carbon dioxide will react to with water, then it will form acid slightly and it will be slightly sour. So, and does that mean that carbon dioxide itself is acts as acid, or the carbon dioxide has the ability to make something into acidic nature?
it only means that carbon dioxide is an acidic oxide. Okay, carbon
Okay, sir.
dioxide is an acidic oxide, that is why when it reacts with water it will form an acid. And also that reaction of the acid with base should give rise to salt and water. Okay, that reaction also should take place. So this, in this way we are only confirming. Okay, also you see carbon dioxide reacting with base sodium hydroxide will give salt and water, sodium carbonate and water. Okay, that is only telling that this is of an acid nature, it is an acidic oxide. So here what we are seeing, that carbon monoxide is a very good reducing agent. Okay, it will reduce this oxide of the metal into its metallic form, and itself what it is becoming carbon dioxide. Okay, so some of the uses of the carbon monoxide.
sir.
Yeah,
So can we say that in all cases, suppose if carbon monoxide act as a reducing agent, then in product side it will change into carbon dioxide.
that's what is mostly observed. Mostly observed. You see what is happening is, this is the carbon monoxide, no, it is reducing this fellow, that too what it is reducing, the oxide form. So this oxide has to go somewhere, this oxygen has to go somewhere. This oxygen, this carbon monoxide is so reactive, it is able to take up this from this compound, it is able to take up the oxygen. Okay, and it will oxidize into the carbon dioxide. In the uses, some of the common uses are, it is used as a fuel, okay, in the producer gas. Okay, and other is the water gas. Okay, both of these things are produced by burning of the coal only. Okay, burning of the coal, similar process. Okay, but the content here of nitrogen is high, here content of hydrogen is high. So when we say this one, this is a water gas, this is a producer gas. So what happens is, in the industries we need some cheap type of fuel for generating that whatever the products they want to make, generating that energy, they need some fuel. So for that one, burning the coal was the most classical method. People are going, okay, it is not so easy to always get petrol from the underground, no, everywhere we don't get it. But coal deposits are generally common, and then what they do is, once they are using that from that coal, they are generating this gas. Okay, instead of going for waste, what they do is they produce this producer gas, water gas, which is quite combustible. Also, we have seen it is used as a reducing agent for the metals. Okay, it is also used in the manufacture of the synthetic petrol, methyl alcohol and sodium formate. So here this synthetic petrol, okay, you can say simply synthetic fuel. Okay, synthetic petrol, synthetic diesel, whatever you say. So synthetic petrol, diesel or whatever is the kerosene, it is nothing but synthetic fuel. So synthetic fuel means what? Synthetic fuel means when we are burning the cheap materials like wood, coal, biomass, okay, all these things when we burn, then it will give, incomplete combustion will give rise to monoxide. Okay, this carbon monoxide will be in combination with
Sir,
other gases. With other gases it will be in combination.
if if in complete combustion give rise to carbon monoxide, then does complete combustion give rise to carbon dioxide?
Complete combustion will give rise to the carbon dioxide, incomplete combustion will give rise to the carbon monoxide. Okay, so here what is happening, when we burn the coal, wood or biomass, okay, different type of biomass, in the insufficient oxygen, then what we will get, we will get the carbon monoxide. This carbon monoxide will be combined with a different type of gases. Okay, some different gases will be there. Okay, depending upon what that composition is there, we are giving these names: a producer gas, water gas, there are many other type of gases will be produced. Okay, so for example, in America what they used to do, they say syngas. It is nothing but synthetic gas, they call it a synthetic gas. This synthetic gas can be also liquefied. Okay, if you increase the pressure, it will become liquid. Okay, just like LPG cylinder, liquefied petroleum gas. So that is what is sold as the synthetic fuel or synthetic petrol. Okay, these things can be produced from this carbon monoxide preparation, methyl alcohol, sodium formate, phosgene gas. Also for the purification of nickel, nickel is again the same thing, that is oxide form. From the oxide form you can get the reduce it into the metallic form. Okay, so these are some of the uses of the carbon dioxide. So we will,
Sir,
huh,
sir,
Sir,
when when any vehicle runs from the silencer, what kind of smoke is coming? Can we say that that smoke will be carbon monoxide?
it is having both carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Okay, when
Sir,
petrol is,
suppose
when petrol is being burnt in the combustion engine of the vehicle, then what happens, that gas that is coming outside, it will have both carbon dioxide also and carbon monoxide also, both will be there.
then sir, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide are not react with each other.
They will react with each other. uh, you mean to form some kind of new product and reacting with each other. So
Yes,
this
sir.
carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, if at all they have to even react with each other, it needs very high temperatures and all. Okay, so generally what is happening, we can't say that anything is impossible, right? Here even this reaction, so we can't say is impossible. So what is going to happen is, we will be seeing in the next one, that is the reducing agent used in the extraction of iron. Okay, next class we will see that one. So in that one you will see the reaction of the carbon with oxygen to give carbon dioxide sufficient. Carbon dioxide again react with carbon monoxide. So different reactions are possible, but you see the temperatures, they can go almost as 1800 degrees centigrade, more than 500 degrees centigrade, like this. Okay, so but generally these two will not react with each other. Okay, this fellow is more interested to react with either oxygen or carbon, and this fellow don't want to react itself. Carbon dioxide is quite stable already.
It means all these two compounds react with each other at high temperature only.
Not necessarily, not necessarily.
Sir, I wanted to ask related to the reducing property of carbon monoxide.
Yes, yes.
That if I do so that I close the room and burn an Angithi and there is a limited supply of oxygen and carbon monoxide is being produced and I blocks of rusted iron, then I will be safe from asphyxia.
The last sentence was not clear. Can you repeat the last?
Sir, I was saying that suppose carbon monoxide is being produced due to the burning of Angithi, as you said, in a closed room and all,
Right, right, right.
and and too many blocks of rusted iron are there in the room.
Okay,
Rusted
okay,
iron.
okay, okay, okay. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, I got your question. That is good. That is good. Yeah. Hmm. So whether the person will be saved because there is a lot of iron in the room. Yeah. That is a good question. You see, that will not be possible. That person will not be saved. Okay. That iron, the reaction of that carbon monoxide with iron would require very high temperatures. Okay. We will discuss in our next class. It is part of the next class.
So with rust, iron,
Yes, yes,
ferric
with rust.
oxide.
Yes, it will react, but these reactions will take place at a very high temperature. Okay, it will take at high temperature, not in the room temperature.
Uh,
Yes.
Sir, since the carbon dioxide has acidic nature,
Yeah, I have taken
so
just one
will
moment.
it help?
Just one moment. So I have taken the attendance. So anyone who want to leave, they can leave. You are having doubts, you may ask. Yes, you can continue. Yeah.
Sir, if carbon dioxide has an acidic nature, so is that possible that in the rusting of iron, carbon dioxide will speed up the process of rusting of iron?
Yes, that is also a good question. You see, when the rusting of iron is taking place, so the moisture, okay, moisture is very important, oxygen is very important for that oxidation process to take place. Okay, so when carbon dioxide is there, what is going to happen? It will form this carbonic acid, which is a dilute acid, which is a acid, and compared to just water, simple plain water and plain oxygen, that dilute acid will be much better agent for speeding up the process, because mild acid, it can speed up the reaction.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, then if no further questions, I
Sir,
will see you all yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I have one question. Uses of carbon. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah, please ask.
The uses of carbon. Thank you. The uses of the carbon monoxide. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
It is used
those who
in
want to
the
leave, they can leave. I have taken the attendance. Okay, yeah. Yes, what is your doubt?
sir, in the page number 162, sir, uses of carbon monoxide, fourth point, sir, it is used in the preparation of
Your voice is not very
organic
clear,
gases.
Dipanshu, your voice is not clear.
Yes,
You keep your that speaker very close. Yeah, tell me.
sir, I am joining from second ID, sir.
Okay,
Only
okay.
two
Yeah,
minutes, sir.
now your voice is clear. Yes, now you can see. Yeah.
So in the page number 162, uses of carbon monoxide,
Ah.
fourth point, it is used in the preparation of phosgenic gas. So what do you mean by phosgenic gas? Can you tell me the
Phosgene
fourth
gas.
point?
This phosgene gas is a special type of gas. We'll no need to go that much in detail. See, but the smell of the phosgene gas, it will look something like that dry grass or something. When we are cutting the grass or something, we get this one type of smell. No, so that similar smell will come from this phosgene gas, but here you can see that the chemical COCl2, that is carbon monoxide with chlorine. Okay, so with this structure, with this formula itself, you can tell that is a somewhat reactive kind of gas. Chlorine is also very reactive, carbon monoxide also reactive, but this one, when we inhale this gas, it can be a bit problematic. It will give like, just it will behave like carbon monoxide only, it will behave, it can be toxic. It is used in industries for different purposes. Hmm.
Sir, in the fifth point, sir, it is also used in the purification of nickel. So
Yeah.
how it is used to the
So in the nickel, what is
purification?
happening? Nickel is also metal. So we have already seen that when you are reacting carbon monoxide with metal, with metal oxide, then carbon monoxide is acting as a reducing agent. So here also, when you take oxide of nickel and react with the carbon monoxide, then you will get the pure nickel. Nickel is a precious metal. It is more expensive. They are using in the for making different catalysts and all these things. They will be using this nickel.
And sir, in the page number 160, sir, uses of carbon dioxide, sir, second, sir, it is used in the purification of cane sugar, sir.
Yes, purification of cane sugar. Yes. So here basically what is happening is when that sugarcane juice is there, and that sugarcane juice, what we are trying to do, that sugarcane juice we are trying to purify into this sugar we are eating at home, white sugar. Okay, that is the sucrose. So in that process, we want to get rid of as much impurities as possible. In that one, what happens when we are passing this carbon dioxide gas, because during the preparation we are burning a lot of things, no? We have that sugarcane juice is there, we have to burn so that we are able to concentrate that juice. So during that burning process, carbon dioxide is produced. So what the industry does is, instead of that carbon dioxide going for waste, that carbon dioxide they will bubble through that solution. Okay, through the sugarcane solution. Then what is going to happen, that carbon dioxide is going to make that solution into acidic. Okay, it will become acidic. When it becomes acidic, what happens, most of the impurities, they are also separate outside. Okay, they also separate outside. So for in that way, they are using this in the purification of cane sugar. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
then
sir.
thank you all, thank you, see you all in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.